The 2020 Major League Baseball season is definitely going to be one that we never forget and may never happen again. And speaking of something never happening again, what about a guy hitting 400 in a single season? The last player to even come close was back in 1994 when Tony Gwynn had a .394 batting average. That was also in a season that was cut short. So 2020 was 60 games, and all of the players that we have in today's game, is there anyone that has a chance of hitting 400 and join Ted Williams in the 400 category? There's going to be an asterisk regardless, but let's talk about it right now. Who's going to hit 400 this year? Is there anyone? I think so. Back in 2016, DJ LeMahieu won the NL batting title by hitting a crisp .348, and everyone said that he was not going to be able to replicate that success in New York. But guess what? At 30 years old, DJ LeMahieu might have had his best season in baseball. If we take a look at his stats from 2019, we can see that between April and March, he hit .310. Then the next month, he hit .323. And then finally, at about the 60-game mark, he had a .395 batting average in the month of June. It's absolutely unreal how good DJ LeMahieu is and how little he strikes out. And because the Yankee squad is so good going into 2020, I think he's going to get better pitches. He's always someone that is good with runners in scoring position. Now, there's other guys on this list that I will consider, but for right now, do I think that he's going to hit 400? Unfortunately, no. If I made this video a year ago, Cody Bellinger might be my easiest pick, considering between April and March he played in 31 games and he ended those 2 months with a .431 batting average. And half of the 2020 season, because again, it's going to be 60 games, he had a .431 batting average, so that leaves him with a lot of wiggle room to have a bad next 30. In May, he had a .319 batting average, so if you do the math, in those 54 games in which he started between April, March, and May, Cody Bellinger had a .375 batting average. Now, the unfortunate part about Cody Bellinger is the fact that June, he hit .272. In July, it went down even more with a .265 batting average. Then in August, even more so, a .235. Now, I will point out he had a really high OPS every single month, so it's not like he was a bad hitter. He was just striking out more, and everything else in between, he was getting unlucky. So in my opinion, I think that Cody Bellinger is up there with DJ LeMahieu. They have a really high ceiling. They could do it, but if I'm putting my money on it, both DJ LeMahieu and Cody Bellinger, they don't have a chance just yet. Now, I say just yet because who knows if the season is going to be delayed or not with how many guys are testing positive, so keep that in mind. It could be 60 games, which they agreed upon, but if they have to delay anything, if there's a month season, Cody Bellinger, he has a pretty good chance. Christian Yelich is our next player that might hit 400 in 2020. So let's go ahead and talk about his case real quick. So to start the season in 2019, he hit .353 in 28 games. That's really good. Now, he did dip down to a .247 batting average in May, but then all of a sudden June hit and he had a .365 batting average, followed up by a .352 batting average with a .306 and then a .345 to end the season. So when Christian Yelich gets hot, he honestly gets Barry Bonds hot. That's how good Christian Yelich can be at his peak. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say Christian Yelich has a really good chance of hitting 400. I know that he didn't hit 400 in any of these months, but because of this 60-game season, you have no idea if he's going to start off the first 30 with a .450 batting average and all of a sudden have a .380 batting average. I think it's going to be close, but between the three guys that we've discussed already today, Yelich, in my opinion, has the best chance. And if you disagree with me, maybe you think that DJ has a better chance, or maybe even Belly, let me know in the comment section down below, because our next player, he has a really good chance as well. Now, I'm not going to spend too much time on Jose Altuve because I know that his case is riddled with controversy, but if we go back to the dreaded year of 2017, if we take a look at his June and July, I mean, good God. I mean, they say that he wasn't using trash cans, and when I say they, I'm talking about Carlos Correa. So apparently, I'm using air quotations, Jose Altuve did this without the help of his teammates, although his teammates were still using trash cans. In June, he had a .354 batting average, and then in 23 July games, he hit .485. So I'm putting Jose Altuve on this list because it would be blasphemy if I didn't. So without trash cans or with, I think that we can all universally agree that Jose Altuve is still good at hitting baseballs. Now, we can clown on him because of what his team did and the fact that he didn't stop it in 2017, but I'm still going to tip my cap and say Altuve, he's a threat every time he gets in the batter's box. Also, I do have to note that Jose Altuve's teammate Alex Bregman had a .404 batting average in August of 2019, so I don't think that either of them are going going to do it. However, they flat out rake, and yeah, they just rake. None of them are going to do it. So far, I only think that Yelich has a good chance. Scratch that. There's one guy that I think is going to join Christian Yelich as a man that can be in the 400 club. Again, that's in air quotations because we're only playing 60 games. But Anthony Rendon is joining Mike Trout as one of the deadliest duos that the game of baseball has ever seen. If we go back to the same August in which Alex Bregman erupted in, this dude had a 394 batting average, and that was after hitting 333 in July. What are we starting in? July and August. So I think that Anthony Rendon is going to find his groove out the gate. Now, I do want to remind you guys of the title of the video, MLB players that might hit 400. These are not 100% predictions. I'm not going to go out to the casinos and put down $1,000 that both of these guys are going to hit 400. But so far, between all of the players that we've brought up, Christian Yelich and Anthony Rendon, those would be my two picks to even approach 400. So do you guys agree so far? Let me know where we're at. Now, while we are on the subject of Angels players, we might as well go ahead and bring up Mike Trout. I don't think that he's going to come close to a 400 batting average. I'm sorry. As good as Mike Trout is, a 3-time, maybe even 4-time, I can't remember, MVP winner, he's never been a high contact guy per se. I know back in 2011 or 12, he hit 326, but those days are kind of long gone. He strikes out a little bit more. He takes more walks, so his on-base percentage and his OPS are always going to be good. But in terms of just getting singles and doubles and everything else in between in terms of contact, he's not the best guy at that. In 2019, his best month was 320, and that was in June. So I think Mike Trout is amazing. He's the best player of our generation, but in terms of hitting 400, he's not the guy. Now, here's a pick that is coming out of left field. You get it? Because Jeff McNeil plays left field? All right, I'm going to stop it right now. If we take a look at this man's stats, in April and March of 2019, his March batting average ended at 370, and then in June, he bumped that up to 373. Now, the only thing that we have to keep in mind is between March and June, obviously, we have May. He hit 277 with the 756 OPS, so that's still good. That's how an average baseball player should play, but he's not average. So I want you guys to let me know in the comment section down below, as good as a contact hitter that Jeff McNeil is, do you think that he has a chance of hitting 400? Because if he has back-to-back months where he hits 370, maybe he goes 390, maybe he goes 440 or 431 like Cody Bellinger, I will not put anything past this man because Jeff McNeil flat out rakes. Tim Anderson ran away with the American League batting crown in 2019. If we take a look at his month-by-month stats, we can see exactly why. To start the season, he had a 375 batting average in his first 23 games. If we go to the end of the season in August and September, when we're going to be playing this year, he had a 364 batting average followed by 374. There was some mediocre months in between, so I think consistency is going to be Tim Anderson's biggest issue, and also his track record. This was his first kind of breakout year. He's really good at getting the bat head through the zone. I would say that he has great bat speed. However, his track record, like I said, it's proven to be inconsistent. I don't think that he's going to be able to do it. Now, I love Tim Anderson. I think that he's great for the game of baseball. He progresses us forward. Just hitting 400, that's reserved to the guys like Anthony Rendon and Christian Yelich, guys that have done it consistently over the last couple seasons. And using that same logic, if we apply it to Ketel Marte, the next player on today's list that might hit 400, do we have to apply it? Because if we take a look at Marte's stats, in May he hit 309. Okay, that's pretty good. In June, 374. July, 333. August, 356. And then to end the season in 16 September and October games, he had a 390 batting average. So he got about as close as anyone on today's list. However, the track record, you have to take it into account. I don't know if he's going to be able to replicate that. He has put so much time and effort into his craft and actually building a better frame, a stronger frame, I would say. He doesn't strike out a whole lot either. He walks, he knows how to work the count. I mean, Ketel Marte, honestly, I kind of want to say yes. And you know what? I am going to put him in the probably yes category along with Anthony Rendon and Christian Yelich as guys who might hit 400 simply because he's a switch hitter. I don't know if I want to apply the same logic of Tim Anderson, his track record to this case, because the fact that he's a switch hitter, he broke out so much in 2019. I'm lost on this one because he's so good, but it was only really a flash in the pan season, so I don't know. You guys have to help me out in the comment section down below. I'm going to say yes. I think he could do it. In his first 326 professional ABs, Luis Arraez of the Minnesota Twins had a 334 batting average to go along with an 838 OPS. For your first big league season, that is insane. I made a prediction video last season talking about the American League Rookies of the Year. I left out Arraez because honestly, I didn't know who he was, but then I looked at his stats and I could not believe that I missed out and didn't even know who he was because he hit 334. How did he do that? He played 10 games in May and hit 375. He played 10 games in June and hit 438. Then he hit 321, 293, and then to end the season, a 340 batting average in 23 September games. So if anyone is going to do it that is going to completely surprise you and just think, what just happened? It's going to be Luis Arraez. Now, I'm not going to put him in the same conversation as Rendon, Yelich, or Marte just yet. I'm just doing my due diligence as a baseball creator and crossing my T's and dotting my I's because you can't make a contact hitters list without Luis Arraez. And also, someone that might surprise you guys, maybe you didn't really hear too much of him from 2019, but Bryan Reynolds, he has a case as well. Bryan Reynolds messed around and hit 423 in his first 26 plate appearances. Then he hit 322 in the entire month of May, followed up with a 370 batting average in the month of June, and then in August, the cherry on top, a 351 batting average with a 1006 OPS. So the dude flat out rakes. Now, as you can see, there's a 256 in there, a 230, so he is going to have some inconsistencies, and that's why I do put him in the no category. He's not going to be joining Marte or Rendon or Yelich in my yes, they might do it. However, if we're being realistic, do any of the guys in today's video have a chance? Did I miss anyone? Maybe you think that Aaron Judge or Nelson Cruz has a good chance of hitting 400, but regardless, I had a ton of fun yet again making a baseball video, so these are not going to end anytime soon. If you guys are happening to watch this video months after it's posted, maybe it's November or December, please update everyone in the comment section down below. Maybe Christian Yelich hit for the Triple Crown in 2020 with a 417 batting average, 25 home runs, and 90 RBIs in 60 games. He's that special. I mean, he was topped by Barry Bonds, so yeah, anything can happen. Thank you guys for watching. I had a ton of fun. Stay safe out there, and I'll catch you all in the next one. Peace out.